Reasons behind marrying late females. Who is not married here? Well, there are more than before. The one who were married, 18. Oh, wait. 18 years of age. MashaAllah. See, girls always marry early. And that is why those who have girls become old early. I was 45 years of age and became a grandfather. So I can boast about it. When someone says, oh, Sheikh, I'm a grandfather, let me ahead in the queue. So when I come, I'm an uncle, I'm a grandfather, they put me at the first. Okay, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, MashaAllah. Above 25 got married. Okay, so usually here it's 24 to 25. This is the average. After that, it is danger zone for the girls. And this is pathetic. Because there shouldn't be a danger zone for the girls. A lot of the boys, when they want to get married, you need someone who's below 18 or 19. How old are you? I'm 45. Why don't you marry someone who's 30? 30 is old. And what about 45? Sheikh, I'm a man. So what? This is wrong. But unfortunately, it's like this. In Saudi, 22 is the average. So if a girl is 22 or 23 years of age, we start to worry. They marry her when she's 17, 18. Usually, second year or last year in high school. And that is the suitable age. I personally don't think so. It depends on the girl. There is a possibility that a 17 years old girl is perfect for marriage. She's sensible, she's mature. Sometimes 23 years old is not responsible yet. So what are the reasons? One, the father constituting an obstacle. Quickly, without people noticing. Do you think your father constitutes an obstacle in your marriage? Raise your hands. Wallah, mashallah. One. Ooh. Okay. Do you think that he was an obstacle in your marriage? You're married now, but he was an obstacle? Taib, alhamdulillah. Loving fathers. Good. Liars. So, what are the reasons for fathers becoming obstacles? One, I'm talking about normal Islamic countries. A big dowry. So when someone proposes to my daughter and he has a very low job, low salary, I demand for a big dowry. You have to pay me 100,000 riyals, 50,000 riyals, and the gold, what we call shabka, and the wedding, and so on. So the boy says, might as well I go to Syria or go to Jordan and get a much cheaper wife there. Cheaper in the sense of expenses. Because if I marry from Egypt, for example, it would be 10% cost. 10% of the cost that I would pay. Probably here is the same. But men definitely don't do this because they're getting richer. So they would not go and get it elsewhere, which is wrong. So hoping for a big dowry is a cause, is a reason for a woman to get married late. Because the father keeps on kicking people out. No, 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 until he gets someone in a Mercedes. You're the man. And he gets her married and then discovers that the Mercedes was rented. The second reason is her salary. So the father would not give his daughter in marriage because she works, she earns, and she spends. And in Saudi, unfortunately, this is extremely sad, but it's happening in some tribes, in some families. I got so many complaints from sisters, daughters, that is, I'm an uncle. And they call me and they say, we are 3 sisters, all teachers, getting very big salaries, unmarried. We're 30 above. Some of us went into reach the age of 40, and our father refuses to get us married. Not only that, the salary we get, he has the ATM card. He gives us only 800 to 1,000 riyals, and he takes the rest to himself, which is 8,000 or 9,000 riyals. And he has a second wife, and he has family, so it's profitable for him to get so much money. That's why he refuses to get married. And this is very sad. Those who have children, beware. One of the girls that was not married, and this is one of the shuyukh said it in his lecture, she got sick when she was 35 years of age. And on her dying bed, she was dying, she said to her relatives, her mother, convey my salam to Allah, to my father, and tell him I will stand in front of Allah on the day of judgment, asking him to punish him for not letting me married. And she died. It is a great responsibility that you have. You have children, marry them. Ma'as-salama. To someone who fears Allah Azza wa Jal. This is natural. One of the reasons for the father being an obstacle is he needs a maid. And who can be better maid than my daughter? So if she gets married, I'll be alone with the old woman, my old wife, and we will nag together, and I will not clean, she will not clean. No, let my daughter stay, and she will serve us, inshallah. So this is the father's problem. Now, moving on to the second reason for women getting married late. The second reason is initiated from the woman herself. So she wants to continue her career. And I've heard this from girls in 16 and 17 years of age, saying that we would not want to get married, we want to go and finish our school, get masters and PhD. If you're 16 years old and this is what you think, this means that you have seen in your house from your father and mother so many trouble and problems and nagging and fighting, to the extent that this caused you not to want to get married. Does this happen in your house? Does your father and mother argue and fight? Yes, unfortunately. This is a problem. So for you youngsters, whenever you have a dispute with your spouse, never ever do it in front of the children. It's difficult for the man, huh? She's shouting at me in front of the kids. I have to show them who the man is. She's the man. No. If you find this, oppress yourself until the kids go, and then you can communicate. Never ever fight in front of the children, because this is the result of them not wanting to get married. And it keeps a lot of sad stories at the back of your mind. Sometimes you find a woman, a girl in her 20s, she is dominating personality. She is controlling. You feel like she's a man. She's the man of the house. This is wrong. But if you look in the roots, you will find that her mother was like this with her father. And the opposite way around. You will find a husband that is abusive, that uses foul language, that never appreciates. And you look at his father, you will find that this is the way he used to treat his mother. So you upbring your children in the best and perfect and Islamic way. Never ever leave a negative impact on your child. Among the reasons, education. Career and education is different. Yes, education is pursuing your studies. Career is pursuing her position in a company. In Saudis, we don't have, alhamdulillah, up till now, but we do have women who are men-like, working in companies, mixing with men and trying to get higher positions. The majority of women work in teaching. So she wants to become a better teacher, she wants to become a supervisor, she wants to be a headmaster. So she doesn't get married because of these reasons. And we have a lot of unmarried women in Saudi Arabia. Because as I've stated, 22, 23 is a little bit late. So if she reaches a good position when she's 28, who will marry her? I know personally One who is not married. When she was 28 years of age, she wanted someone to come within this age span, 28 to 35. But the people 28 to 35 were always looking at 18 and 19. So no one proposed. When she became 35 years of age, she said, okay, I will accept anyone who's divorced. But those who are divorced were looking for someone young. Only those who were married proposed. As a second wife, she refused. When she became 45 years of age, she said, okay, even someone who has a second wife, I will accept. But it's too late. Someone wanting a second wife taking a 45 years old? Taking a grandmother? My wife is about 47 years of age, my first wife. And she's a grandmother of 6. So whenever someone says, Ya Sheikh, mashallah, you have 2 wives. I said, what 2 wives? I'm married to a grandmother. And she becomes very angry. What do you mean I'm a grandmother? I said, you're a grandmother. And she pauses for a minute and said, and you're a grandfather too. So I said, okay, I'm not angry. Why are you angry? They become angry very quickly, unfortunately. So education is one of the reasons. One of the reasons for women to marry late is her lineage. If she's a Sayyid, you have this? Unfortunately, all over the world, when someone is a Sayyid, meaning that descending from the Prophet's lineage, alayhi salatu wasalam, they insist on marrying someone who is like them. And usually, the demand is far less than the supply. This is economics 101. So you have so little proposing men, while the demand is so huge. So she waits for someone from the same lineage. Maybe she waits, or maybe her father waits. And they refuse, and that is why the majority of those unmarried are because of this reason. And from the Sayyid, a lot of them, we call them Ashraf or Sada, because of this problem. Elsewhere, probably in Saudi Arabia, because we don't marry except from the same tribe. Not from the same nationality, but even from the same tribe, usually. Unfortunately, for men, it's unlike that. Men can marry from any tribe. Women cannot marry except from their own tribe. And this is segregation. This is discrimination. Not segregation. Discrimination that is un-Islamic. The Prophet ﷺ married his cousin. Zaynab bin Jahsh, may Allah be pleased with him, married her to Zayd ibn Haritha, who was a freed slave. And she was one of the dignitary of Quraysh. No problem. He is God-fearing, and she is a tribal woman. He got her married. So this is not in accordance to Islam. Among the reasons is that we have custom and traditions. I have 2 daughters. One proposed to the youngest. Will I accept? The majority would not. Why? He's a righteous man. He's rich. He has a good position. No, it will break my eldest's heart. Yakhi, her heart would not be broken. She loves her youngest sister. Said, no, we have traditions. The first one to get married is the eldest. Sometimes this delays the marriage of 5 years. Nobody proposes to the eldest. Everyone proposes to the youngest, or the younger, or the younger. So why do you burden your children because of the eldest? This is wrong. Says this is the customs and traditions. This is something we have to change. With the grace of Allah, my first 3 daughters were married, 1, 2, 3, in sequence. Number 5 got married before the 4th. 4th is still unmarried. Nothing happened. I would not say, no, sorry, you have to take it in sequence. No. They proposed to number 5. I gave them number 5. Number 4 is still waiting for Allah's blessing and favor upon her. When she is ready, Allah will grant her a husband if Allah wills that. Number 6. Is it? Number 5. Illogical conditions. Why women do not marry early? Because they have illogical conditions. She wants a driver, she wants a maid, she wants a summer trip every year. She wants her husband to allow her to work. And this is a big problem. Because the majority of men do not want their wives to work. Is this correct? Anyone here wants his wife to work? Raise your hand. No problem. Okay, one. Good. Not working is something haram. I'm not saying this. If a woman works in a totally segregated place, this is completely halal. But the majority of men would not want their women to work unless they need the finance. Maybe sometimes I'm unable to support my house and I need extra money, and she's willing, jazakallah khair, we need this cooperation. But the majority say, no, I want my wife to stay home, take care of my children. When I come back, she takes care of me. This is her responsibility in life. My responsibility is to work. Her responsibility is to take care of her kingdom. Among the women, what the question should be? Among the married women, who wants to work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who wants to? 5, 6. Why would women want to work? Very easy to find out the answer. 1, I did not study to put it in a frame, my certificate, and hang it on the wall. I studied for 6, 10, 20 years to work and to be productive. Good answer. 2, I want to work because I need money. I don't want to become a financial burden on my husband. Besides, I have family, my mother, my father, they need my support. 3, I'm fed up, I'm bored, I don't want to sit home. All of these reasons might be acceptable, but definitely they do not come even close to sitting home and taking care of the husband. This is your primary objective in life. That is why the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, a woman, if she prays her fard and fasts her Ramadan and protects her chastity and obeys her husband, enters the Jannah. Immediately enters paradise. 4 things. Men, a long list. You have to do this, you have to pray in the masjid 5 times a day, you have to amr ma'roof, enforce righteousness and prevent evil, you have to take care of your parents. The women don't have to take care of their parents. It's not their obligation, because she's married, she's obliged to obey her husband. Her husband says, do not go to your parents' house every day, only once a week. She has to obey him. Do not go to your parents' house at all, the whole year. She must obey him. He's sinful. He will be questioned by Allah. But she's obliged to obey him. So she has so little things that she will enter Jannah. So, illogical conditions. Among the reasons, age. Why doesn't she get married? Because of her age. What causes her to stay that old? The previous reasons: career, education, her parents, her conditions, etc. Among the reasons, age of the proposing persons. So if someone comes to you who is 50 years old, no, he has to be my age. Sister, you're 25. The man proposing to you is 35. No, that's too old. I want you to be 26, 27. So the age restriction of the person proposing causes a problem and delays the marriage. Having a crush on someone. So many people come and propose. The father says, daughter, he's a good man, he's a pious man. No, I don't want to get married. Why? If you go and ask her, why don't you want to get married to someone? Because I love someone. I had a relationship 3 years ago on the internet with someone, and he promised to propose to me. Do you know his real name? No. Have you seen his picture? No. Well, he showed me his picture. It was Leonardo DiCaprio. So he was not the one. But this is the picture he posted. So you are connected to someone, you have a crush on someone who does not exist. and he may exist, but he's not proposing. So forget about him, get married. No, no, I'm waiting for him. A lot of the sisters, when their father tells them that someone is proposing to you, she says, how does he look like? He looks like a man. No, 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 no. Describe him to me. He is my age. Oh, he's too short. I don't want him. Did I say age? He's my height. So no, 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 he's too short. I don't want him. Okay, he's a little bit fat. No, no, he has to. Does he have muscles? Yes, he has muscles. Does he have car? No, I don't want him. So they have a mental description of the husband to come. He has to come on a white horse, wearing his shining armor, and with a big, spear and a sword, and the horse goes on two legs, and he may fall down, but will be edited, inshallah. And then again, she thinks that this is my a knight in shining armor. He's the man of my dreams. Why did you have this mental picture in your head? Because you're watching a lot of movies. So sisters come, I don't love my husband. Why? He never brought me a red rose. I say, sister, we live in Saudi Arabia, it's desert. If he brings you something, maybe he brings you a big lizard. This is what we have in the desert. We don't have red roses. What are you talking about? This is the media they have. And the boys have the same thing, huh? In Saudi, when you have a list, my wife has this obsession. She likes to get people married. So all the time I come to the house, yes, okay, what is his requirements? She has, okay, the age restrictions, okay. Every time on the phone, what are you doing? Matchmaking. She loves this. She says, I don't have knowledge, I don't have money. So the best thing to me is to matchmake. Alhamdulillah, she's doing good. She says, we have a problem in Saudi Arabia. The majority of the youth, when they want to get married, they say she has to be white, fair white, and soft hair, not curled, and she has to be thin and skinny. So he go marry a model. In Saudi Arabia, you don't have this. You have fat women. They don't have sports. They don't move. They just keep on eating Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and hamburgers. That's what they eat. So you're not being realistic, because the girl have similar conditions, huh? Okay, and I tell her, when these boys ask you for these conditions, what is their description? She said they're 5 feet tall, bulky, bunchy, and their teeth is crooked, and one eye here, one eye there. They have problems themselves. So, you should take someone same level, but they don't have this. So women, girls, when they have a crush on someone, or when they have this mental picture of the husband to come, this delays the marriage a lot. And this is why the Prophet told us, what is the criteria? His moral conduct, for the girls. His moral conduct and his practicing his religion with knowledge. 2, whether he's black or white is not a criteria. Whether he's handsome or fair is not a criteria. Whether he's rich or poor, it's not. The rest will all come with Allah's grace. Finally, the fear of the past. A lot of the sisters refuse or postpone their marriage because the fear of the past. I'm talking this out of experience. I get a lot of emails. A lot of the sisters say, I don't want to cheat my husband to be. I had a relationship. Unfortunately, I was sinful. I was this and that. I was so far from Allah. I knew men, or I knew a man. Or when I was a teenager, I had a relationship with my neighbor, or with my university colleague. And the inevitable happened. This is natural. Put fuel next to fire and say, please don't ignite. Will it ever happen? Will it? Never. It has to. Natural. So now the sister is in a dilemma. How can I deal with this? So I will not marry at all in my life. And this is wrong. Sheikh, how is it wrong? She cheated. She committed zina. And if a man comes and proposes to her, and you say, no, she can marry? He said, yes. Okay, in this case, she has to tell him. No. Allah Azza wa Jal concealed your sin. Does anybody know about your sin? Only Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah concealed your sin. Allah is most forgiving. You sought Allah's forgiveness, and Allah forgives you. Khalas. You get married without telling him. He will know. How will he know? I was weak and I told him. After marriage of 6 months, I told him, you tell me, I tell you. I am telling you out of experience. I get so many problems. This is true. The sister calls me and says, I told him and he got angry. And now he wants to divorce me. What should I do? It's your mistake. Why did you tell him? I thought we were in love and I thought that we had transparency. So he told me and I told him. But when he told me, I didn't get angry. When I told him, he wants to divorce me. You deserve what you get. A rule of thumb. Whenever you make a sin and you repent from it, never tell a soul. Sheikh, not even my mother, not even your mother, not my sister, not even your sister, nothing. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, Kullu ummati mu'afa ila al-mujahirin. All of my ummah, Allah will forgive all of their sins. Subhanallah. Except those who brag and boast about it. Except those who expose themselves. Allah will not forgive you. If you committed adultery and you went to your friend and said, Wallahi ya akhi, last year I made a mistake, I committed adultery. Allah will not forgive you. Conceal it. No one knows about it. Ask Allah's forgiveness. This hadith is in Bukhari and elsewhere. The Prophet says, as-salam, part of exposing yourself is that you make sin at night and no one knows about it. It's morning time, you go and meet your friend and tell him, listen, didn't you know yesterday I did this and that? And he exposes he exposes his secret and exposes what Allah has concealed. A lot of the boys and girls, yesterday I saw this movie. Did you see it? No. Whoa, it's a good movie. No, I didn't see it. Here's the CD. You see it. So that we are both in the same sin. Allah will not forgive you. The hadith is clear and obvious. So, if you have a past, what's in the past, in the past. Seek Allah's forgiveness. Nothing had happened. Always feel remorseful. Have this repentance in your heart. Okay, we have now some of the characteristics that we would like our future wife to have. So, what do you think? What do you want in your wife? Yeah. Chicken. No, if you were not married. Don't be a chicken. Come on, they can't see you. They can't hear you. They wouldn't know who you are. Okay.
One of the first things which I learned was the hadith of the Prophet,
Good.
which is that first condition, a woman is married for 4 reasons. Number 1 is for her wealth. Second is for her status. Third is for her beauty. And fourth is for virtue. I was searching for one with the virtue, and I would, if I have to marry one more.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
And it would be definitely a plus if you can get all 4.
Exactly.
Usually they're in Jannah, but you never know. You look, inshallah. What would you look for a future spouse, other than what was mentioned? No, this was mentioned. Deen. Religion, we know. So what else?
Someone who respects my parents.
Respecting my parents. Good. Sheikh. Yes.
I'm still to plan for a second one.
No, I'm talking about the first one. If you were looking for a first one.
I had all the 4.
Alhamdulillah.
Now.
Well, okay, then this is a typical scared husband. So let's move to someone who's a little bit more brave. What would you look, brother?
Keeping security.
Keeping you in security. Can you define this a little bit more?
Secret. I mean, keeping secret. Keeping my secret.
So what? Keeping your secrets. Very good. Not a lot of. Some sisters are, mashallah, yani, always doing this. So you always go, and she's doing this, either eating or talking, all the time. And she tells all her secrets to her mother. So you go to your in-laws, and how are you, my mother-in-law? Why did you do this yesterday?
Off the mic.
MashaAllah. Sorry, it was the first time. No, you did this 6 months ago. And she takes a logbook. And she knows everything you have done. So, this is un-Islamic. I need to have a wife that keeps my secrets. So, this is good. So, let's go through, so that we would not waste a lot of time, in the characteristics that we require in a wife, in the future wife. Whether you're married once or twice or 3 times a lady. Religion, piety, righteousness, being practicing woman. Does this come on the top of the list? Liars. Come on. The first thing you look is that she's beautiful. And then she's rich. And then she comes from a good family. And then if she's religious, if she prays, okay, that's good. It depends, the brother says it depends on the age. If you're 18, you may prioritize it as beauty, etc. But if you're 35, wallahi, I beg to differ. Even if a person is 60 years old. Average. Yes, there is. But usually, people go for beauty first and religion second, maybe, or third or fourth. So the Prophet says, alayhi salatu wasalam, in the hadith of Abu Hurairah, a woman may be married for 4 things.